weak during the reign of Babur and Humayun. When Babur attacked India, there were 6 Muslim states: Viscondesh, Berar, Ahmednagar, Bijapur, Golconda and Bidar, and 1 Hindu state Vijayanagar in the south. Babur could pay no attention towards the south. During the reign of Humayun, there was no planned policy towards the Deccan. Akbar was the first among the Mughal emperors who planned to conquer the Deccan after completing his conquest in the north. By the time Akbar interfered in the politics of the Deccan, the political situation had changed there. In January 1565 AD, the combined forces of Bijapur, Golconda, Bidar and Ahmednagar defeated the army of Vijayanagar in the battle at Talikot and completely ruined the power of Vijayanagar. Akbar began to extend his empire towards the south and the rest of the Mughal emperors till Aurangzeb followed his policy. Hence, statement 1 is correct. 19 www.visionaries.in Copyright Vision IAS. Jahangir continued the policy of his father towards the Deccan. He attempted to annex Ahmednagar and force the rulers of Bijapur and Golconda to accept his suzerainty. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Aurangzeb's policy towards the Deccan had political as well as religious purpose. The extension of the empire was one purpose of Aurangzeb. Probably it is believed that extinction of the states of Bijapur and Golconda was a prior necessity for the destruction of the power of the Marathas in the Deccan. Besides this political motive, he desired to annex these states because their rulers were Shias. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Q85.C statement 1 is not correct and statement 3 is correct. The consultative committees are attached to various ministries/departments of the central government. They consist of members of both the Houses of Parliament. The Minister/Minister of State in charge of the ministry concerned acts as the chairman of the consultative committee of that ministry. These committees provide a forum for informal discussions between the ministers and the members of Parliament on policies and programs of the government and the manner of their implementation. Statement 2 is not correct. These committees are constituted by the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. The guidelines regarding the composition, functions and procedures of these committees are formulated by this ministry. The ministry also makes arrangements for holding their meetings both during the session and the intersession period of Parliament. Q86.B statement 1 is not correct. Radio frequency identification technology RFID involves a tag affixed to a product which identifies and tracks the product via radio waves. These tags can carry up to 2,000 bytes of data. RFID tags use radio waves to transmit the information stored in them. Because of this, RFID scanners don't need to directly see the tag's tab line of sight. Whereas barcode scanner must physically see each item directly to scan, and items must be oriented in a very specific manner. Statement 2 is correct. Barcodes have no read/write capability. That is, you cannot add to the information written on a printed barcode. RFID tags, however, can be read/write devices. The RFID reader can communicate with the tag and alter as much of the information as the tag design will allow. Q87.A in 1908, Prafulla Chakki and Koi Dirambos threw a bomb at a carriage supposed to be carrying a white judge, Kingsford, in Muzaffarnagar. 2 ladies, instead, got killed. Prafulla Chakki shot himself dead while Koi Dirambos was tried and hanged. The whole gang was arrested, including the Ghosh brothers, Rabindo and Virendra, who were tried in the Alapur conspiracy case. During the trial, Narendra Gosain, who had turned approver, was shot dead in jail. Q88.D Patna agrarian leagues. During the 1870s and 1880s, large parts of eastern Bengal witnessed agrarian unrest caused by oppressive practices of the zamindars. Statement 1 is not correct. The zamindars resorted to enhance trends beyond legal limits and prevented the tenants from acquiring occupancy rights under Act X of 1859. To achieve their ends, the zamindars resorted to forcible evictions, seizure of cattle and crops, and prolonged, costly litigation in courts where the poor peasant found himself at a disadvantage. Having had enough of the oppressive regime, the peasants of Yusufchi Pargana in Pugna district formed an agrarian league or combination to resist the demands of the zamindars. The league organized a rent strike. The riots refused to pay the enhanced rents, challenging the zamindars in the courts. Funds were raised by riots to fight the court cases. The struggles spread throughout Patna and 2 other districts of East Bengal. The main form of struggle was that of legal resistance. There was very little violence. Statement 2 is correct. Though the peasant discontent continued to linger until 1885, most of the cases had been solved, partially through official persuasion and partially because of Zamandar's fears. Many peasants were able to acquire occupancy rights and resist enhanced rents. The government also promised to undertake legislation to protect the tenants from the worst aspects of Zamindari oppression. In 1885, the Bengal Tenancy Act was passed. 20 www.visionis.in copyright Vision IAS. Again, a number of young Indian intellectuals supported the peasants' cause. These included Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, R.C. Dutt and the Indian Association under